Thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Mike, we're going to get stuck into all this in-depth analysis a little bit later on. We've got a big quaddie to get through at Warwick Farm nonetheless. We're going to get you in the hot seat later. It's been going very well the last few weeks since we've introduced it in 2018. But the return to Warwick Farm, I mean, just a real change out there, isn't it? We've got the 5-star Inglis Riverside stable there, big sales week, all the rooms named after all the good horses over the years. Of course, the rooftop pool to get things going at the end of the day. But Mike, welcome in. A different vibe out there this year, isn't it, at the farm?
Yeah, massively different vibe. I think 10 years in the making this project, even more maybe. 144 luxury hotel rooms down there. This is not the Warwick Farm that I grew up and loved, obviously. 800 horses for sale this weekend as well. It's going to be a massive weekend, a fantastic weekend out there. But all we care about as punters, Stu, is those 9 big races on Saturday. We want to get a winner.
We do. Making some money on the punt, that's what we're here for. Making some money and then going to the pool, that's even better. And then, mate, on the way home, instead of upsizing like to the KFC, to the upsize meal like last week, we could go straight to Riverside.
Yeah, maybe raising us down isn't likely to be a good thing. A big chips, Stu, that's not much after a win, is it? That's what we usually do.
That's exactly right. Look, we've got bills to pay though. You've got the 2 kids at home. You're putting out the winners. Let's get onto that $100 later, Mike, but we've got the quaddie to get involved with here. The first leg, great to see some Group 2 racing back in action. And after all the English races, we've got Snowden, we've got Cummings, we've got Waterhouse and Bott. They're all here taking on the local trainers, and really good quality resuming here. We've got Kementari coming through the Caulfield Guineas and Assimilate, obviously that great Golden Rose form. So really good start to the quaddie here.
Yeah, proper group racing after those restricted races, those English races. Let's have a look at the way the first leg of the quaddie sets up. Race 6, obviously, on Saturday afternoon at Warwick Farm. Group 3, like Stu said, high-class racing, 6 furlongs, 1,200 metres. We think it should be a fair tempo. It's a small field, but there's a couple of lightweights going forward. It's going to be dry. It's going to be hot down there. It could even get to a firm 2, maybe if they don't water it. It should be fair, rail back to the true, but it could be near pace if it really dries out on Saturday. So across the 3 key factors for this first race, a good, dry Warwick Farm, which sprinters like it, which 3-year-olds like it, position and run, which horses get the gun run, and scope. These horses are all improving. Which one has the most improvement can make all that difference.
Well, let's have a look at the market now for this first leg of the quaddie at Warwick Farm. And it is Kementari that's come in for some good support there, into $3.40 from as much as $4. Siege Quebec, that's the one that's probably gone out a little bit, from 3 out to $3.60 on Thursday. Brave Song has come back well. Assimilate there with some good group form from the spring. We've got Goodfella there at $9, rounding out those under the $10, Mike. But Kementari on top here, and it's that group form, but look, there's 3 of those right in the market here.
Yeah, proper 3-year-olds, really good sprinters on the way up. We talked about that before. They've all got scope. Which one's got the most scope? Let's see if these replays can help us and see which horse is on the way up. Siege of Quebec, first up, a couple of weeks ago, 1,100 metres. I think a lot of people are going to talk about this replay on form analysis shows leading into this weekend. What can you say? No sprint. He can't quicken. It was a steady tempo this day. But that's not his strength, is it, Stu? It's the last little bit.
It is. It loves a surge to the line. Look, punters dived in though this day, doesn't it? I think it was as much as $1.50 was bet. I was one of them as well. Heart in the mouth stuff, but really got going late. That's what we wanted to see.
Yeah, loves smashing the line. He looks like a 1,600 metre Group 2 horse, maybe even Group 1 horse that might be heading towards the Guineas. But it's just an okay 1,100 metre run. It took him a long time to wind up there.
Sure did, but did get the job done. Let's have a look at some of this group form now, and we're going to take you back to the Group 2 for Kementari. This was a great run, and look, the form out of this, Mike, we've got to say it, this is the run to the Rose.
This is simply the best 1,200 metre form you can find in recent months. Obviously, they went on to the Golden Rose. Some of these horses, some of them didn't get the 1,400 metres like Minari, but over at a Group 2 level, the time that they ran this day, Pariah in behind, massive ratings. I think some of the form behind this went on to win at Caulfield next start as well. He didn't quite sell in the run, Kementari. He came to the outside and he ran on not too far off them, Stu.
Yeah, one of the better closers in this race. And look at Minari just powering to the win there. But Kementari obviously went on after that, and that's great exposed group form.
Yeah, and beat Shogun's Son, who went on to beat Brave Song the start before that. So yeah, the form lines are good.
Well, let's look at a couple of replays to get the quaddie started. Now let's delve into all that important analysis and get this race started as we have a look at the form, Mike. Who's coming in with all the form as we go back to the spring, no doubt?
Yeah, they've only had a few starts, and we just think these 2 horses have the best form. They're both fresh up on Saturday. Fitness could be a question, but they're usually good first up. Kementari Assimilate group level form will light them up. They get the gold bar.
Yeah, they've got that best form from the spring. Now we know it's going to be a good track there on Saturday at Warwick Farm. Who loves it hard?
Yeah, good Warwick Farm track. I mean, Brave Song, I think it's more the Warwick Farm track for him. He likes a tight track. He handles Canberra. He could get the edge. Not much edge for the other horses. They all should be okay.
So still Kementari and Assimilate out on top there. What about position in run? These inside barriers sure to play.
Yeah, out of those 2 leaders, Assimilate can get back on the inside. Risky for him if you like him, even though he's a good horse. Kementari, he draws beautifully just off the pace.
So Kementari sticking his neck out there, and as we head to scope, they're all 3-year-olds, they've all got scope, but who's got the most?
Yeah, a lot of this is data. This particular factor is a massive matter of opinion. They're the horses that we think have got the most scope, but you might have a different opinion at home.
So it's Kementari as we hit the line, he's with his neck out, Assimilate just in there behind. No sign, not too much love for the favourite. One of the favourites there, CJ Quebec, Mike. It's a lot of here, isn't it? We've got the fresh horses versus those that are up and running. CJ Quebec, as we said, the odds have gone out. The key factors, not much love. There's Brave Song just in behind the pack, but look, Mike, I'm really feeling here it's all about these 2 group horses. The one we saw the replay of there, Kementari, $3.40, and Assimilate at $7. Are they the 2 we're looking at?
100%. Big gap to third. Choose between those 2. If they waddle into the yard first up, we'll be terrified. But we haven't played fitness as a factor. We haven't played stage of prep as a factor because we think they'll be okay. Kementari, Assimilate, back them both to win. They're really good horses.
All right, there's a look at the first leg of the quaddie. So it's Kementari on top. Jumping into this second leg now, Mike, it's more group racing, and Bjorn Baker, he brings Bonnie O'Reilly and Egyptian Symbol to this race. Jason Coyle with a duo too. He loves using the female jockeys as well. He's got Rachel King on memes, Jess Taylor on Slightly Sweet. He just loves it.
Yeah, he uses Kathy O'Hara a lot as well. And most of those jockeys are in form, so yeah, why not use them? Let's have a look at this 1,200 metre race. Another group level sprint, a really good quality sprint over 1,200 metres. Fair tempo, we think, again. Even though it's a small field, Memes goes forward. She likes to roll along. That's why we're going fair tempo. Fair to near pace. Hopefully it's fair, but maybe a little bit near pace if the track firms out. Across the 3 key factors, we're looking for genuine 1,200 metre sprinters. Some of these horses like further. Stage of preparation, lots of mares fresh, and reliability. Which ones are the gun ones we can rely on?
Let's have a look now at this market for the second leg of the quaddie at Warwick Farm this weekend. And Egyptian Symbol has now regained favouritism at $3.40. On top just from that body mare, Bonnie O'Reilly, she's returning. Prompt response off a couple of trials, $5. Memes, well, she just tries so hard at $7.50. And Faraway Town, interestingly, sticking at the 1,200 metres, rounding out the top, those under $10 there, Mike. But Egyptian Symbol and Bonnie O'Reilly, a slight edge in this market.
Yeah, Bjorn Baker, local trainer. Everyone loves Bjorn, and obviously he loves his local track. He's gunning for this race on Saturday, isn't he, with these 2 mares? Let's have a look at both of them. Starting with Egyptian Symbol, whose grand final model in this race, second up. This is obviously the Magic Millions up on the Gold Coast over 1,200 metres. She raced a bit keenly mid-race. You can see it there. She gets to the outside. She was okay, but she was beaten by a pretty good horse, wasn't she, Stu?
Yeah, Vidora down the outside steams away with this race. So, look, we've got to concentrate on those that are filling a place. Egyptian Symbol's one of those. She does try her heart out. In the yellow here, as you said, bit up and down there, but hits the line. Good enough. Vidora off and gone, though.
Yeah, quality race. She's a genuine 1,200 metre sprinter. She can do better than this on her day, and she did race okay when she came back from the Gold Coast last year.
And Bonnie O'Reilly, mate, this stablemate, we've loved her on key factors. Seems to be a horse that just always puts in. We're going to take you back now to first up, last preparation, in the red, just on the rail, in behind, and we're going to see here, she gets a little split and goes for it.
Yeah, 3 from 4 first up. She's won, and the one time she didn't win, she got back to last at Canterbury and absolutely rocketed home. So she's a fresh horse. The money came for this day. She had a big, big weight against the boys, which is so hard for a mare to do, but she did it easily, Stu.
Love seeing a horse that can do that, just dart up the rail, put the race away pretty quickly. Some just charging here late, but job was done this day, and as you said, the money came.
Yeah, no mugs chasing her, no doubt. It's got Group 3 form against the boys. Supreme effort we saw lately running well, so a good win.
It was a good win there to Bonnie O'Reilly. Let's see how she fares in the overall market for this race. As we have a look at the form here, Mike, Egyptian Symbol, sure to be thereabouts.
Yeah, she's a quality 1,200 metre sprinter. Prompt response as well. Don't forget her though. She's got group racing from Flemington. Light them up, they get the gold bar for form.
So the race has started there with Egyptian Symbol and prompt responses. We have a look at another key factor now, Mike. The first key factor, distance.
Yeah, looking for genuine horses that really love the 1,200 metres. Egyptian Symbol, Bonnie O'Reilly, real 1,200 metre sprinters. Prompt response probably wants 1,400 metres or more.
Okay, so it's Egyptian Symbol just in front there, sticking the head out. Now, stage of preparation, a few of these fresh.
Yeah, Bonnie O'Reilly is the fresh horse that's gunning for this race on Saturday, we think. Bjorn Baker would have picked this race at home a while ago, and he knows she races well fresh.
And the last of these, reliability, a couple of really reliable horses here, Mike.
Yeah, all those 3 favourites are pretty reliable. Maybe Egyptian Symbol getting deeper into her prep, a little bit of a question mark on her. Bonnie O'Reilly, prompt response, so solid. they always run well.
And so it's Bonnie there just sticking her neck out as she finished the line. Look, didn't start out on top with the form, did she? She had to sort of make the ground up there. As we reshuffle this now and have a little look, so it was Bonnie O'Reilly just edges ahead. We've got these three favourites, Mike. We've got Bonnie O'Reilly just in front of the two other favourites, Egyptian Symbol and Prompt Response. Look, I love Bonnie. I'm already on, but geez, there's not too much of a gap here, Mike. How are we going to play this one?
Yeah, top three in the market, top three raiders. We're not finding much edge again. We've got to be honest, when we don't find a massive edge, if you like one of those horses, don't let us put you off. Slightly Sweet. She was going well last prep. She might run okay, but we'll stick with Bonnie O'Reilly. Without massive confidence, she's a good bet. She'll be pretty reliable on Saturday, and maybe put Slightly Sweet in the first four. She might run on. Danish Twist is one to look out for too. All
right, so it's a bit of love there for Bonnie O'Reilly in the second leg of the Quaddie this weekend. Stick around and we'll wrap up legs 3 and 4 after the break. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We're up to the third leg of the Quaddie at Warwick Farm this weekend, and that man, Bjorn Baker, got a huge interest in the race. Show a Star coming off that good on-pace win last start. And he used to train Coolring too, of course, Mike, but that owes honours now with Joe Cleary.
Yeah, good old Joe Cleary coming straight back to Warwick Farm to take on Bjorn Baker's horse, and he could be a spoiler for him in the lead, couldn't he? So a good battle in the lead for these two horses, the ex-Bjorn Baker horse. Let's have a look at the way the third leg of the Quaddie sets up. 1,600 metres, we're up to the mile now, third leg. A fair to steady tempo only, and it could be even steadier if Nat King Koo races at Canterbury on Friday, so watch out for that. Good 3 dry conditions, hot conditions at Warwick Farm. Be on your 5th or 6th beer by now. Fair to near pace bias is the forecast for Saturday. Across to the 3 key factors. We're playing weight in this race. There's one particular weight switch, an apprentice jockey changing horses that makes a big difference. Distance, which horses suit the mile, and stage of preparation, which horses are ready to peak. Let's have a look at this market now for the third leg of the Quaddie, and it is Show a Star on top, looking to go back to back. A little bit of support there, $2.70 into $2.50 today on Thursday. Supply and demand, pretty much going the other way, $3.70 out to $3.80. Test a Shadow there, really interesting runner at $5. More to gain fresh as well. Now Nat King Koo, also one to look out for, and as you said, might be running at Canterbury. So we'll have a look at the market there. They're the ones under $10, but Show a Star, Mike, a really good win last start. On top here to make it 2 up in Sydney. Yeah, he's a solid horse. Bjorn Baker's got him this preparation, obviously, and he's obviously going well for Bjorn Baker because he won second up. We're going to have a look at that replay. 1,500 metres, Rosehill Gardens. He's an on-pacer, he's a leader, so an uncomplicated type, I think Bjorn Baker called him, so he obviously likes the horse. He gets on pace, and Stu, he's just a solid horse, isn't he? Solid horse that doesn't give up. Gets challenged a little bit later here, but just love this sort of, love absorbing it and gives a little kick and just doesn't give up. I thought it was a great win. Yeah, tough. You've got to like horses like that if you're a punter. Each way specials every weekend. Look, he had Jean Van Overmeer on this day and obviously just beat New Universe with a weight pull. This is a big step up for him on Saturday. Okay, well, there's a look at one runner. Now, look, we've got Group 2 form in this race, Mike. We're talking about Test a Shadow. We're going to take you back to the Villiers for this, and a lot of you are going to remember Kavitsa de Vaca. This horse just going mad out in front. So, look, if you can avoid that leading horse, do it. We're looking back. Test a Shadow just coming wider here in the blue. Sticks on with a real bunch of them, and that's Interlocutor out wide as well. Yeah, the emotions that punters would feel watching this race. If you're in the leader, if you're on a chaser, who knows what's going to happen. The thing to say about this race is that Test a Shadow is a genuine Group 2, Group 3 level miler. He's got Interlocutor on his outside. He's got Mr. Seawolf alongside him. They're all pretty similar horses in that bunch, but they're all better than most of the horses he races on Saturday. Oh, I love seeing replays like that. You're right, it does light up the track. I remember the punters there that day. They didn't know what was going on. Let's have a look now at this analysis, Mike. The form and then the key factors. Let's rip into it. Who's got all the form? Yeah, Show a Star. One last start, he gets the gold bar for form. Test a Shadow based on his recent 2,000 metre form. Doesn't get a gold bar, but we'll correct for that in a second. Okay, Show a Star with the last start win out in front. As we get into the key factors, you mentioned weight, Mike. What is this factor? We are playing Jean Van Overmeer as a key factor. He jumps off Show a Star because he's too heavy. At 53 kilograms, he jumps on Test a Shadow. That's a 6 kilogram swing. Light it up. Big double kicker there for Test a Shadow to get the race started. What about distance? Yeah, the trainer had a go at 2,000 metres, 2,200 metres. Test a Shadow isn't a stayer. He's a miler, so a big kicker for him back to that Group 2 level of the mile. Most of the other horses do like the mile as well, though.
Wow, there's Tester Shadow really kicking out in front. Quick stat there, more to gain. 2 wins, 2 seconds off 4 starts over the distance.
Yeah, I mean, he loves 1,600 metres, but first up's a massive question. It's like Wink starting first up over 1,800, I think.
All right, well, what about stage of prep? How are we going to round this race out?
It is the one risk for Tester Shadow coming back from the Gold Coast. He's raced well coming back from 2,000 metres before, but it is a slight risk. Show a Star third up. You know he's going to run to a good mark.
The Tester Shadow beats the favourite. They're driving to the line together. Show a Star rallying there late. Let's see if it all pans out that way on the weekend as we have a look at this market now. And Tester Shadow, there he is on top. Show a Star, $2.50, a real big gap back to third there, Mike. No love for supply and demand, but it really sounds as though you've zoomed in on these two throughout the whole key factors. Tester Shadow, Show a Star. One's about that $5 mark, though.
Yeah, supply and demand got beaten by Leopari last start, got beaten by a few lengths, so that's why we don't like him. Got to play Tester Shadow, those odds, don't you, Stu? I mean, he's a great horse. If he shows up and produces that Group 2 level form, we think he just wins, and such a big gap back to third. No value bet for us.
All right, so there it is, Tester Shadow to round out the third leg of the Quaddie at $5, putting some value in there. And the last leg, Mike, this 1,000-metre scamper to just finish things off. It's going to be a hot day out there, so I hope all the punters make it to the end. But really good to have a few of these horses back off very long breaks as well. Artley off 83 weeks, and my favourite off 95 weeks. Not often we see that.
Yeah, you choose if you want to follow the racing analysts trying to make a bet on a Thursday night, if you want to follow the mounting yard analysts, who in this particular race might have the edge, but we'll have a crack on a Thursday night nonetheless. 1,000 minutes to finish us off for race 9. Let's have a look at the way the race sets up. A benchmark 95, so a decent level race. Good 3 conditions and a really strong tempo. There's plenty of leaders going forward in this race and maybe a near pace bias towards the end of the day. Looking at the 3 key factors for this last race, we're playing a good dry Warwick Farm, we're playing distance the 1,000 metres, and we're playing stage of preparation too.
There's a look at the 3 key factors. Now let's have a look at the market for the Get Out Stakes, the last leg of the Quaddie. And it really has got that feel about it, doesn't it? This could be the Quaddie killer. Dalciello, $4.80. Fickle Folly, $5. Artley off that long break, as I said, $6. Hieroglyphics there. Echo Effect for Kristen Buchanan. Prince Famous, $8. My favourite off the other long break, $10. Kalama down from Queensland. Doesn't end there. This is a tough end of the day, Mike.
My favourite, maybe pick your favourite based on name, colours. We've got no idea. It's going to be so tough. Let's look at some replays anyway. I mean, Artley's an interesting horse, isn't he? First up, top weight, provincial championships winner, classy horse. He's had a really long break for 2 reasons. I think he put his hoof into a hole in the paddock and broke his ankle or something, so he had to have a long break after that. And then after that, he got colic when he tried to come back to the track. This is his next attempt to come back. He's had his second trial, and he's looking pretty sharp, Stu.
Well, this is what all you want to see, isn't it? They have so long off. You get to a trial like this, you want to see them hit the line, and look, he's winning this trial and doing it well.
Yeah, Chris Lee's obviously patched up Clearly Innocent to run well, with similar horse to Artley, very skinny, tall horses. Maybe he can run well on Saturday.
Well, look, so many horses to look at in this race. Why not have a look at Tony Golan, bringing one down, always quite sneaky. This is Kalama, Mike, in the white and red, ends up the widest runner here. This was a pretty big win.
Yeah, the Caracas Owls have shown most Kiwi horses to be wet track 2,000 metre plus horses. This horse is the opposite. She loves the 1,000 metres, she loves the dry track, and she absolutely loves racing fresh. This is her first up. Last prep, getting bumped on the turn. You just don't do this at Doomben. She absolutely flies home, Stu.
Yeah, totally against that Doomben pattern. Love the way he just savages the line. As you said,
how does she win that?
Look, he knows how to place these horses so well. We don't see a lot of his horses down in Sydney, though.
Yeah, long freshen up. Brendan Abdullah on. They've targeted this race.
All right, there's hence some value there, $26 into $15 in the market. Let's get the race started now, Mike. Who has got all the form coming into this race?
Pretty similar form ratings. Lots of horses like the 1,000 metres. Artley, Echo Effect, and my favourite. They might have a slight class edge.
Oh, geez, they're all there together as we start. Key factors, can this do anything for us here?
The 1,000 metres does not help as we bring it up. Oh, good Warwick Farm first, actually. Prince Famous loves a dry track. Kalama, we talked about her. She loves a firm track.
That is looking even already. Distance, can we sort them out here?
Yeah, it's Distance, the one that really stacks it up. Fickle Folly, Dalciello love the 1,000 metres. A few others do too. Hieroglyphics, maybe she likes 1,100 metres, but she should be okay.
Okay, a bit of gold there. They're all pretty much within a length of each other, Mike. Stage of preparation, does this help us as a key factor?
Nope, that's that gap plugged. Hieroglyphics loves it fresh. Kalama, she loves it fresh too, though.
Kalama has just stuck the nose out. It's amazing we even got to a winner there out of these key factors. I mean, have a look at that.
Absolute bloodbath.
One length. Time for a bet, Mike. We've just seen that. We're lucky we had a winner, as I said. Let's put a bit of these odds in order now. I mean, we had 7 favourites there that are basically 1 length, or 7 favourites that are pretty much 1 length behind our top raider here in Kalama. Look, managed to get the job done and win this race based on those key factors and our ratings at $15. Is this a little bit?
Yeah, I think she is a little bit, but she's only a little bit. I think that you can bet that after 55.5 seconds in this race on Saturday, they'll be crossing the line together. Kalama, maybe she'll stick her nose out in front, but we might be going wide in that Quaddie stew.
I think we're definitely going to be going wide. There's a look at the last leg, Kalama. Let's have a look at the Quaddie now, Mike. We got the Quaddie last week. Didn't pay too much, but it was a profit. We've got to say that. Where is a look at this last leg? Field. I don't think we've ever had that on key factors, but by what you were just saying, it sounds like we might need it.
It's a massive cop-out, isn't it? I mean, you tick field and you've had a few too many beers and you can't be bothered picking a winner, but we've spent hours on this race, we promise. Race 6, they're the risky runners. Kementari and Assimilate, first up, hopefully they're fit. If one of those win, we're set up well for the rest of the Quaddie. Race 7, we're going to 3 favourites. Let's move on. And race 8, Tester Shadow is the one that we like. But race 9, hopefully one of the roughies, Grand Condor, won at 101 last start.
Yeah, man, that's in there.
It'll be great if he won on Saturday.
All right, so we've got a big 75.8% of the Quaddie, even with the field in the last leg there. So that's a good thing. Now, Mike, we've been doing the $100 total bets every week for the last 3 weeks. We're doing well. We've invested $300 at $100 a week. We've got $475 return. So in the profits, which is great. What are we going to play this week? I've felt a little bit of love for a few there, a couple of those group horses, but is there anything earlier in the day as well?
Yeah, nothing in the last leg, which is pretty obvious. And yeah, I think 56% up so far. So let's see if we can keep that going for the rest of the year.
All right, what do you got for the viewers?
You've got your pen and paper. I'm nervous again. 25. We're going outside the Quaddie. $25 on Zebek.
Nice.
The stayer in race 2. We've done pretty well with the stayers lately.
And what odds for Zebek?
Zebek is 480.
Okay.
$25 on him. Waller is due with him. On to race 6, the 3-year-old. $25 on Kementari.
Right.
At 340. $25 on Assimilate as well. He's the better value at $7. He's the one that we really want. And $25 on Tester Shadow. Hopefully he's okay after the Gold Coast. He's paying $5.
All right, so 4 win bets there. Each pretty good value, all around that $4 mark. Well, it's going to be a good day out there at Warwick Farm. We've got the pool, like I said, the stables, the sales are on, everything's happening out there. A nice warm weekend. Check out the raceguide.com.au for all your feature race profiling for that and other races on the day as well. But happy punting this weekend and hope you jag a little piece of that Quaddie with the field in the last leg.
Enjoy Inglis race day.
Cheers.